Hello everybody and welcome all to my channel Learning with Faraz. So as we were continuing with the JavaScript, so the next topic that we are gonna move on is gonna be functions in JavaScript, and the functions is going to be a very important topic because in all your major projects you have to have functions. Without functions you cannot do anything major. You can just do that calculations and just do that manipulation only. You cannot have any projects, like you cannot have your own calculation website or any units conversion website and that thing. You have to have functions. You have to have the idea of functions. So let us start with the first thing. What is a function? With the definition of a function. Now a function, if you translate that in English, function, we say it as some work, right? So in JavaScript, function means a line of code of lines, like lines of code combined together for future reusability. For example, if in my program these three lines are used so much, like they are used so many times in the program, so I'm not going to write those lines again and again. Rather, I'm gonna combine them and gonna take them in a function. So that's gonna be a function. Now how does the functions process? There is some work, you will tell the function to do it. When you say that, like you're gonna tell the function to do this and that works. So that was the definition of a function. Let us move on to the next topic. Now let us move further. So what are the types of functions? There are basically two broad categories of functions. The first one is your built-in functions. The second one are your user-defined function, on which we will be focusing more. So first thing is your built-in functions. So what are built-in functions? So built-in means the functions that are already written by other programmers. Now what we can do with those functions, we can just use them. Understood? We can just use those functions that are built-in functions. So that there are so many built-in functions in JavaScript, and I'll show some examples of such built-in function. Let us go on to the screen. So I want to have some built-in function. Alert is your one of the built-in functions. Sorry, alert is one of the built-in function that is going to give a pop-up message. You see some error messages or pop-up messages on websites. Those messages this alert gives. This is alert. So if I give like this and if I hit enter, you can see that alert here, right? So that is one of the built-in functions. There are so many built-in functions. For example, you come here, there is some another function called as prompt. This function. So this function is going to tell the users to input something. Enter your name. If I hit enter, see, I'll enter my name. Okay. Since I have not given any functionality after what I have to do with the name, nothing happens here. So these are some of the built-in functions. I'll tell the user to enter a number, var x equal to prompt enter a number. So user will enter a number. After that I will take that number and just I'll print it on the console. No, I'll print alert, you entered X. So if I enter 2, you entered 2, you got here. So this is just a basic fun with these built-in functions. So I hope you understood the built-in functions for now, because there are so many built-in functions we cannot discuss each of them right here. So in the description box I will provide you with all the built-in functions with their functionality. If you feel like any confusion in any of the function, you can just comment down below. I will reply that. I will reply to you. Okay, so let us move on to the next thing. So that are your user-defined functions. So what are user-defined functions? And that's what we have to concentrate on. Now as its name indicates, user-defined function means not the user, actually the programmer. The programmer will define the function. The programmer will define the functionality, the programmer will define the function. So that's what the user defined functions are. So how does function works? There are two steps in JavaScript to make functions work. The first step is to create your function. Second step is to call your function. If you go and see, that is some three steps, right? Declaration, definition, and calling. Declaration, definition, and calling. But here it is not like that. You just have to create your function, you have to call it. Now what is the syntax of the function? You will take the function keyword, you will take a space, you will take an identifier, and I told you what is an identifier. It should not have white spaces, no special character except underscore and dollar, and it should not begin with a number. So you have to keep that things in mind, and you have to choose a particular name for your function, appropriate, and that name should be an appropriate one. Parenthesis, it can have parameters. Now what are parameters? When I implement them, I will show you. For now, just remember they are values that you give to the function, and the function will work with those values and give you the result. So that are parameters. For now, if you're not getting, it's okay. In the implementation part, you will get it clearly. Okay, so let us move on to its next parenthesis, your code, parenthesis close. This was the creation, the first step. You will create a function. The second step, what you're gonna do is you're gonna call that function. How you're gonna call that function? Just take the name of the function that you have given with a parenthesis. If there are parameters, give the parameters. If no parameters, just keep it empty, those brackets, put a semicolon. It will be called and it will do its work. So I think it's much of a theory. Let us move on to the screen and see. But before that, I want to tell you, like in the previous videos, what we have done is we were working on the console, right? We were working on the console. Now what we will do is, since our program's length is now going to increase, we will now create our own JavaScript file. Okay, so how we will run that JavaScript file? We will run that JavaScript file with the help of HTML. We will link HTML and JavaScript. Whenever I will open the HTML file, automatically the JavaScript will run. Okay, so that it will be easy for us. We cannot write like that. It's not a good practice. So let us see how we're gonna link those things and get started. So what I'll do is I'll go to the desktop, I'll create a new folder. So folder, now I'll take any name, JavaScript. Okay, so in this folder I'm going to create my all files. So from now we are going to work on something called as Visual Studio Code, VS Code, and it is a very good thing. Like, you can go with Sublime, Notepad+, or anything you want. But in this video I will be going with VS Code, and in the future also I will be working on VS Code only, and it is a free open source software. So once you have created your folder, what you do is you copy this path, you take this path, copy it. Now copy it, go to the command line, command cmd, press cd, open double quotations, paste that path, close the double quotation, hit enter. So what it will do is it will change your directory to this one. The directory is not set to this. Now just type code space d. This will take you to Visual Studio Code directly, with this directly open in that. Let me enter that. So Visual Studio Code is opening, as you can see here. It is now probably opened. Okay, this is the Visual Studio Code. So what I will do, I will create two files, one HTML file, one JavaScript file. When we will code in the JavaScript file only, I am not going to code in HTML, because I am not designing the page. I am telling you how to handle the backend things. We are working with the responsiveness of the pages, so we will be concerning about JavaScript mostly. Okay, so I will create two files here. First file, I'll put it as index.html. Now I'll create another file. Since I'll give this as functions.js. Now it's a very good thing. It is just changing that icon. So it's a very good thing. So okay, I got these two files now. This got my two files now. Now what I'll do is I'll code my things here and I will run that HTML file. So first thing first, I will get the basic HTML code. Now what is the basic HTML code? Now this is the basic HTML code. So in this HTML code, in the end of the body, you have to take a script tag. script type to text forward slash by JavaScript, text forward slash by JavaScript. Done. Then you're gonna take src is equal to name of your JavaScript file, function dot js, functions it is, sorry, functions dot js. Okay, the script tag is closed. So this is how you're gonna run your script with the help of HTML. So whenever I open that, I will open that HTML, that script will run. Since they are in the same folder, I don't have to give anything like this or anything like this. No, so it's in the same folder, right? Okay, so let me move on to my functions file, now JavaScript file. Now first thing I told you, we will take function space any name. So in this function I want to add two numbers. So what I'll do, I'll take add num parameters. I will give parameters. I will take some a comma b. I will give this function the parameters. It will add and it will give me the result. I will open the parenthesis and close the parenthesis. Okay, so what it is going to do, it is going to return. See, may have or may not have the return statements. For now I require that statement, that's why I am writing that thing, return space bracket a plus b. So this function is going to return the sum here. Okay, so we have created this function, right? So what I'll do is I will call this function, I'll call this function as num with two variables 1 comma 2. Now what it will do is it will add these two things and it will return the value. Now that I will store in some variable x. Okay, now later on I'll print that on the console, console.log x. Now let us run this script. Let me refresh the page and let me show you the result 3. You can see here, see so many windows are there, don't get confused. Wait, I'll arrange these things first. I need this, then this, then this. Okay, now it's fine, perfectly fine. So you can see that now that's how the functions work. So you know now how to write a function with parameters or even without parameters.